HBO. Okay, here we are. Let's watch clip 1.
Cami asks a good question here. She says, so you spend eternity in hell because of 70, 80, 90 years of sin. That's just to you? Let me offer 2 different ways Christians answer this question. First, imagine a murderer shows up in prison to serve his 25-year sentence. But on his first day in prison, he kills another inmate because he likes murder. The judge rightly adds another 25 years to his sentence. On the second day in prison, he kills another inmate. So they add another 25 years. So what are we up to now? 75 years in 2 days? What if that process continued? Well, he'd never get out, and that would be perfectly just. The point is, if people continue to sin against God in hell, then their punishment would never end, and that would be just. Second, some of my Christian friends believe final everlasting punishment is annihilation, being physically dead forever. Much more could be said, but that's 2 responses.
All right, so let's get into it. Red Pen Logic here gives 2 excuses. The second one, back on the shelf, it's annihilation. The first one, though, he tries to convince us through a very false analogy that it would be just because it's not.
I've got to interrupt at this point. That argument is so stupid. That argument is so damn stupid. I'm triggered with rage. That pisses me off, that argument. For saying that the reason you have to stay in hell is because you keep sinning. That argument is so stupid. That argument really pisses me off. Number one, it gives false hope. Oh, I'm going to go to hell. I just won't sin anymore, no matter how bad it gets. But guess what, bitch? You're never going to get out. You're never going to get out. I don't care if you never sinned once in all of eternity. You ain't getting out of that. You ain't getting out of that. You ain't getting out of hell. So that argument is stupid. That argument is stupid. Whoever you are as a Christian, you may be a Christian, but you have one stupid ass argument. I gotta spit in this thing. I spit whenever I feel contempt in this thing for something that's stupid. That's stupid. Another argument. If I sin again, if I hit you in the face, I'm just hitting another American citizen. But if I go into a courtroom and hit the judge in the face, I'm going to get a harder sentence. Therefore, when you sin against another human being, you're expected to be forgiven without a sacrifice having to be made. But if you sin against an infinitely holy God, who is infinitely good and infinite, you deserve infinite punishment. To me, that argument, I just can't wrap my mind around that argument. I just can't accept it. I'm not going to be one of those Christian sheeple and just accept it at face value because you say so. Not until I understand it. But here's why you burn in hell in the lake of fire forever and ever and ever. I got the right argument. And I want to hit you, and I want to school y'all. I want to school y'all people on this. It's everything I can do to keep from saying a cuss word. Look, God is pure. Do you know what pure means? Without one black mark. If you're pure light, you don't have one black mark in you. And if you do got one black mark in your light, you're not light. You're not really light. You're impure, and God is not impure. In other words, to be in the presence of the light, you got to be pure like light. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Without holiness, no man shall see the Lord, it says in Hebrews. Now, holiness means separate. But the reason God is separate unto himself, because he is all that he needs to be him. He's pure God. And to be in God's presence, you got to be pure. And if you have one black mark, you go into the darkness, because you can't be in the light. You can't be absorbed into the light if you have any black marks in you. You can't be absorbed into the light of God. No, hell no. Your ass goes down. So, if you live a totally good life, but one day you say shit when you're not supposed to say shit, then forever and ever and ever and afterwards. It will be true. You said shit. You did something impure. No amount of good deeds can undo the fact that you did something impure. Let me put it to you in another way. You steal one paperclip from your friend. You want that paper, you need that paperclip, but you don't ask him for it. You just steal it. One paperclip. You're no longer pure good. 1 million years from you are now a thief. 1 million years, you're still going to be a thief. 1 billion years, even if you never do anything wrong again, you're still going to be a thief. Eternity will end before you'll start being a thief. And because you're a thief, you got a black mark on you. And you got to go to hell forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. There's nothing that can undo that black mark. But because Jesus never sinned a day in his life, but he died for us, that's the penalty for sin. We got to die. But since Jesus died for us, and he did die the blood death, meaning he died, that's what the blood of Jesus Christ means. His life was taken from him. He did not die for peaceful old age. His life was ripped from his body. And without blood, your brain can't operate. And without blood, your brain can go from being a healthy, super smart, robust brain to dead. And because Jesus did this for you when he didn't deserve to die, that creates a reverse debt, and that can negate that black mark. It can negate an infinite number of black marks, and you can be turned to the light and be absorbed into the light. Now that's not a free pass in heaven. You get to keep on sinning. God hates sin. He died to not only remove the black marks, but to remove the cause of the black marks. Because being able to do a black mark, even having a desire to do a black mark, is a black mark. So God, through the sinless death of Jesus Christ, removes all your black marks, and you can go into the presence of God. But one black mark, I don't care how good you are, one damn black mark on your ass, you go down. And it will and even no amount of time can, other than the blood of Jesus, can get that black mark after you. And that is why you burn forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Because God is pure, and nothing impure can be in his presence. God hates impurity. He hates it. It's total alien to his natures. You say, why can't God just forgive? Like it never happened. Well, God is like a fire. You don't say to that fire when you touch that fire, hey fire, why'd you burn me? That's the nature of the fire. The fire's supposed to burn your ass. You don't want that. You want to touch that fire and you don't want that fire to burn you. You got to become fire. Are you getting this, or am I not making myself clear enough? How come nobody else thought about that? Y'all so stupid. Stupid people.